Hello, manifestors. Long time no see. I know I've missed 2 podcasts and a couple of videos, but here I am again. And by the way, I intend to do on-camera videos starting very soon. It's just that it's more convenient for me to do it this way, so it's kind of hard to make the shift, but I promise you I'll do that very soon. So I'm coming up with this video today to tell you that if you don't believe that your imaginal act creates your reality, well, you might by the end of this video. So thank you for coming back. My name is Sylviane. I am a manifesting coach. If you want one-on-one coaching, group coaching, email coaching, or my manifesting guide and other things that I have available for you, check the links down below in the description box. And without further ado, let's see why I am saying with proof that imagination creates reality, that your imaginal acts create your reality. So the very reason why I was missing in action for a little bit, everywhere on my Instagram, on YouTube, on my podcast, was because imaginal acts create reality. The thing is, as Neville has said many times, we don't know when. Because the when and the how is not our business. But trust me if I tell you, when the when happens, when the when is now, well, it snowballs and can be sometimes quite overwhelming. Because, my dear friends, this past week, I made a list of how many imaginal acts that I have imagined in the past, in the more or less recent past, have manifested all in 1 week, which was last week. This said, there are also some other imaginal acts that have manifested for me during the past few months. And I need to add this. A good friend of mine who has an amazing imagination, who is an amazing conscious manifester, has also imagined some things for me, which have manifested. And I have imagined some things for her that have manifested. So you couldn't tell me that the imaginal act doesn't create reality, because it does. So, because this is very personal and I don't want to give too much of my personal life out there, I'm not going to tell you exactly what they are, specifically what they are. But I want to tell you that the imaginal act does create reality. And what's amazing is that it does create reality even if a lot of time has passed, even if you have doubts, even if you have anxiety, even if you have all type of shit in between your imaginal act and when it happens, even if you have a lot of tears, even if you get desperate, even if you do a lot of things that are called, judged as being negative. So if there is anything that I've learned myself this past week, it's that. Okay? So as I explained to people in my group this past Wednesday, and by the way, this group is doing fantastic. We have amazing discussions. We are progressing. We are evolving. So if you are interested in joining the group, it's much cheaper than the one-on-one coaching, for example, and even the email coaching. So you can check the link down below if you want to join the group. But I digress. While I was discussing this topic with my group on Wednesday, I was reminded of what Neville was trying to prove when he did the ladder experiment. What did Neville try to prove with that ladder experiment? Why did he say to write down and tell to yourself all day long that you would not climb a ladder? Well, there could be many answers to that question, but I think now, more than ever, that what he wanted to prove is that the imaginal act creates reality, period. So even if you deny what you have imagined, even if you try to create doubts on purpose, which is imagining that you're climbing a ladder and then saying and writing, I will not climb a ladder, you are trying to create doubts on purpose. Yet, all the people that I've known, all my clients who have tried this experiment, all of them, even the most doubtful, the most whatever, have climbed a ladder. I've done this exercise like 7 years ago, and I also did climb a ladder. And if I compare this experiment with my own experiment, my own experience with a desire that I was very attached to, which is a bad thing, right? When you're very attached to a desire, always creates a lot of problems. Well, the thing is, even though I was very attached to my desire, even though I had doubts, because I'm a human, I'm a coach, but I can have my own doubts. It's allowed. It's actually good because I can teach you now with proof that even with doubts and tears and fears and all the things that the ego loves to do, well, I went through all of it. Even creating something that I absolutely didn't want to, but I did that too in the middle, those past few years. Yet, I imagined some specific scenes that manifested. Before I made this video, I listed 8 things that I have imagined in the past. Anywhere from 4 years ago to more recently, that all have manifested in 1 week. And again, as I said many times before, but let me repeat it today. When I say imagine, imagining is not only visualizing. Plus, everyone is different, right? I may imagine more with images, you may imagine more with audio, or whatever. Whatever is your imaginal act is what works for you. Myself, I imagine mostly visually, but also audio. And also with the touch. I kind of mixed all of them. Some people may be completely 100% audio. Some people may be mostly visual. That's what imagination is. Some people may be more inner conversations. All of it, even your thoughts, everything that's going on through your mind, whether it's through images, audio, touch, conversations, all of it is imagination. So when I say the imaginal act creates reality, I mean all of that. What you imagine in your mind in whatever form you do it more naturally or most naturally is what imagination is. Maybe that's why Neville also said often, everything was imagined. So when you are confronted with anything, and you don't understand why it's happening to you, you most likely have imagined it, not on purpose, but by default or completely unconsciously. So you don't remember that you have imagined that at some point. Because even when the thing that you have consciously imagined happened 4, 3, 2, 1 year later, you still have to think, oh, yes, I have imagined that, right? So imagine that I am absolutely not aware of what's going on in my mind and all type of negative images, inner conversation, thoughts, all that stuff is very negative, very against my own will, as it were, well, that also is going to manifest, right? And that's when you are manifesting the unwanted. That's when you are manifesting third parties. That's when you are manifesting everything that you absolutely hate and did not want. But once you take responsibility that nothing in this world, nothing in your world can happen to you, because it can only happen from you, from your imaginal act, whether or not it's a conscious imaginal act. That really is going to free you. And at the same time, it's going to relieve you from anxiety, from anger, from remorse, and all that stuff. Because trust you me, if I tell you that I have manifested some very unwanted things that if I did not know the law, if I didn't take full responsibility that existed in my world only because I have messed up with my own mind, I could be crying right now, or in the recent past. I could be playing the big victim. But I don't, because I was told when learning about this law that life, what we call life, doesn't happen to me, but it happens from me. And it is my duty to create in my mind, from the time I know this, what I want versus what I don't want. So basically, just the same way as every day we have to eat, every day we have to sleep, we may exercise every day, right? There's some things that we know we have to do every day in order to stay in shape, to stay healthy, for example. Well, every day you have to become conscious of what you are imagining. Every day you have to become conscious of what's going on through your mind. That is. That's what I mean by imagining, because again, imagining is everything that's going on through your mind, not just your little sats that you do at night. So yes, imagining creates reality. The imaginal act creates reality, from the biggest to the smallest little thing that you can imagine. This is why your life doesn't happen to you, but from you. So it's your job to make sure, as much as possible, that you are aware of what's going on in your mind. Through thoughts, images, inner conversations, and everything that is called imagination. Everything that's going on through your mind. I hope this was helpful, guys. If it was, please let me know. Comment, ask questions if you have questions, like the video, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you next time.